Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I'm talking about Config 2026. It was huge and I'm so excited about these features because Figma as a company has made a huge move. They're empowering creatives instead of just empowering AI, which is the general trend nowadays. In this video, we're going to be going over most of the features that Figma just introduced in Config 2026 in about 7 minutes. Let's get into it. The first one is Figma Motion. The second one, generative plugins, shaders, weave tools. Then we have the coding layers or code layers being exported. We have FigJam agent, we have slides agent. I don't really care about FigJam agent and slides agent, but let's get into it. The first feature that they've introduced is they have code layers directly on canvas. So you can actually play around with code. You can create code and you can have it side by side on a canvas, which is insane. You actually have a design, you can just select it and ask basically AI to go ahead and actually generate out of it. Or you can just pick a frame similar to how you pick, let's say, a code base and just go ahead and actually generate it. You also now have the ability to directly import your repositories or your actual coding folder in Figma to preview it as well. Insane. You can also select multiple artboards of a code and actually preview them in your canvas, which is insane. Another thing that you can actually do is once you have something generated, you may actually want some images or these designs to actually come in Figma as well, so you can update them. So in order to do that easily, you can go ahead and actually choose this recording option and go through all of the interactions that you need and just say I'm done, and it's going to give you all of these images directly in Figma, which is insane. Not images, as actual coded layers. So you can actually go ahead and tweak them. So for example, this person actually went ahead and tweaked these layers, and now you can say, hey, I'm happy with these updates or design updates. Just go ahead and update the original code layers. So it's going to go ahead and actually make those updates to the original coding layers based on the updates that you've just made, which to me is crazy. I mean, this is enabling so much power. The next feature I want to talk about is also pretty legit. So Figma Weave already is there. A lot of people know about it. A lot of people don't really use it because it's a disconnected tool. Like for example, this person created a workflow where he can update his images to a particular style. But now all of these different workflows from Figma Weave can actually come inside Figma. So if you see tools on the left, like for example, I can select multiple images here. I can select the reference image that I actually want it to be, and it's going to create all of these images in that particular style, because all of the tools that I have can now actually come from Figma Weave or some other types of things as well. This actually gets to the most amazing part of this update, like maybe one of the most amazing part, is that you can actually prompt to generate these effects, prompt to generate workflows, and prompt to generate plugins. Like for example, they actually want to create a plugin really quickly, and they can just do that. So for example, here we have a plugin that basically just converts all of the images into a bento grid. Imagine a bento grid plugin. Can you imagine that? Very similarly, people even have created, let's say, a racetrack plugin that allows people to actually create racetracks as visuals. Imagine we create so many different types of visuals and having plugins for each of them if we want to experiment with things. That is an insane creative power that we now have in our hands. We also have, again, these different types of effects that we're talking about. We can actually create these effects using AI, and we can have them actually be modeled on top of images. You can have these effects and shaders living on actual fills, and I can create these awesome shaders and fill type effects that actually are applied over the videos. Pretty freaking insane stuff. Another example, I can have different types of effects. I don't want a fill, I want a different effect on a frame. Like for example, this particular effect, which gives me a 3D depth. Like for example, I can tweak it. I don't just go ahead and actually make it. I can have these controls available as well to tweak it a lot. We have all of these shader effects, fill effects, all of that stuff directly in Figma now. You don't have to go to After Effects. You don't have to go to Unicorn Studio and stuff along those lines. Check out this particular effect. They actually have a lens distortion effect that distorts the edges of a particular image. Check it out. Let's play this video and see what we actually get. So we have something like this where we have a lens distort effect, and even the center point can be tweaked. We can decide to actually tweak that. Freaking insane. Check out this particular one. Interactive shaders are coming soon, so we're going to have these effects that actually look really cool, but now you can actually interact with them by hovering over it and all of that stuff. Now, this is the freaking biggest update of Figma 2026. They have basically replaced After Effects for a lot of different people, potentially for me. They have replaced jitter. I can go ahead and directly animate my designs directly here. Freaking insane. And not only that, you can actually go ahead and export these designs to code, not only code, but to MP4, to WebP, to whatever. So I can just go ahead and actually make designs now, animate them directly in Figma, and directly export them. Are you guys kidding me? Figma Motion, we just don't animate the different properties, like for example, X, Y, whatever it is. We can even animate the shaders, which is pretty freaking intense. This is another example of something they actually animated. So you can animate text very similar to how you can do it in Figma, or sorry, in Framer. You have all of these distortion effects. You have a nice background actually going on. You have all of these amazing animations going on. And imagine I can basically go to any of the effects that I have. They actually have effects that are disabled. They can enable that. Now, if you actually enable that, you have a weird stagger and stuff along those lines, like it's actually in motion. And you can even go ahead and actually add that distortion type of an effect as well. Are you guys freaking kidding me? What in the blue hell is going on here? Freaking so excited about this update. I'm really excited about how Figma is actually enabling and giving power to more creativity rather than just saying, hey, use AI to do everything. Another thing that I want to point out about, like, these particular types of different effects, different shaders, different videos can actually be combined. Imagine we have a layer here that combines multiple components, multiple elements that different people are working on, and we bring them all together. So imagine a space, a canvas where let's say 10 different people are working on each individual effect, and then we bring that together. All of those individual screens that you actually see behind you could potentially be a component that a person is modifying using code, using shaders, using whatever, and we combine a bunch of them into a single screen. Pretty insane. So I'm so freaking excited about all of these updates because these updates actually give power to us designers. We just don't talk to AI and build something. We combine all of these different types of effects, different types of things. AI can handle the work of actually creating these effects, but now it's on us to do the visual storytelling, to do the creative direction, and just basically come up with new ways of visualizing our ideas. So excited about it. Let me know what you think about the updates, and I'll see you in the next video.